All right, strap in, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into the Minmatar.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, talk about a history that's more tangled than...
A bowl of space spaghetti.
Exactly. And you've given me, well, us, a ton of material.
We've got articles, histories, first-hand accounts.
Even some stuff on those Valkyries, right?
The notorious Valkyries, it's all here. Which begs the question.
Yeah.
Are the Minmatar ultimately victims or victors?
Ooh, good question. I mean, their history is brutal, no doubt.
Absolutely. But do they let it define them?
Right.
Or do they transcend it?
Okay, so this isn't just about what happened. It's about
who they became because of it.
I like it. So let's start at the beginning. Before the Amarr, before all that, who were these people?
All right, picture this. The planet Mukhtar, lush, beautiful.
Paradise, basically.
Oh, the paradise.
Yeah.
And over thousands of years, these tribes...
Which are always at the core of Minmatar identity.
You got it. So these tribes, they form a loose empire. And get this, they even had technology that impress
anyone today.
Exactly.
Hold on, so they were already, like, spacefaring before the Amarr.
That's right. Not just some, primitive culture hanging out.
Oh, no.
They had colonies, trade routes, but...
There's a but.
There's always a but. They weren't unified like the Kaldari state. Think more like...
feuding families?
Feuding families who sometimes remembered they were related.
Okay, so I'm seeing a theme here. Strong individuals, but messy politics.
It's a recurring theme, that's for sure.
And that made them vulnerable when the Amarr showed up, right?
It definitely played a role. They were used to their own squabbles,
Internal stuff.
Internal stuff, yeah. They weren't prepared for an enemy that saw them not as rivals.
But as property.
Which leads us to the Day of Darkness.
This is big, folks.
This is the turning point.
The sources describe this like megastorm, worst in Matar's history.
Yeah.
And then bam, the Amarr.
Talk about bad timing.
Or was it?
That's the million-isk question, isn't it?
It is.
Well, the Amarr definitely took advantage.
Right.
There's no proof they actually caused the storm. But there are these whispers, amongst the Minmatar about an ancient legend. Maybe some environmental catastrophe?
Like they did it to themselves?
It's a theory. Maybe their own actions weakened them.
Wow. Add insult to injury, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it gets to the heart of something about the Minmatar.
Go on.
They don't shy away from their own mistakes.
Even if it makes them look bad.
Even if it makes them look bad. And it makes you wonder how much of their history is myth,
Oh, half-truths, legends.
Exactly. What's real, what's exaggerated.
Okay, so we've got a planet in chaos, vulnerable people.
Yeah.
And then 6 massive Amarr slave ships arrive. This is where it gets
ugly. Just imagine.
Oh, I don't want to imagine.
No, but think about it. Not just soldiers rounding people up.
No.
Entire families.
Oh, wow.
Shipyards destroyed, records wiped.
It's like they were trying to
erase their culture, erase their history.
Hundreds of millions enslaved, their tech stolen.
The goal was complete and utter subjugation.
But if they broke the Minmatar that completely, how do we even have these sources?
Because they resisted.
They did.
Oh, yeah. But for centuries, it was brutal.
Like how brutal?
Crushed rebellions, entire tribes just disappearing. Like the Starkmenir.
Right, the Starkmenir. I remember you mentioned them.
You might think, tribe gone, story over.
Yeah, seems straightforward.
But their return, much later.
Oh, this is going to be good.
It highlights a core Minmatar truth. Assumptions are dangerous. It makes you wonder what LSE is hidden out there, just waiting to come back.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, so they cling to their past. Even when it's painful.
It's a part of who they are.
But how do they go from scattered slaves to, a fighting force? I know the Gallente get involved.
The Gallente, this is crucial. See, the Gallente, with their whole freedom thing.
Their big thing.
Yeah, they were horrified by what was happening.
Makes sense.
So they start funneling weapons, training a space-age underground railroad.
But with more explosions.
Way more explosives.
I love those Gallente.
Hey.
But they weren't the only ones giving the Amarr trouble, right?
No, well, what about the Battle of Vakatooth?
Vakatooth, that was a big one. Against the Jove, wasn't it?
The Jove. Big turning point. The Amarr, after centuries of, domination, they got a little cocky, picked a fight with the wrong folks.
The Joves don't mess around.
And the Jove, with their technology, they handed the Amarr a defeat.
A crushing defeat.
A defeat so bad it echoed across the galaxy, sent a message.
So Amarr weakened, Minmatar emboldened, Is this when the Great Rebellion kicks off?
You got it. It was chaos, uprisings everywhere, sabotage.
And wasn't this when those...
the Valkyries.
The Valkyries? Yeah, they get unleashed.
Imagine taking your most dangerous criminal and saying, fight for us or die trying.
I do not want to imagine that.
Desperate times, desperate measures.
Yeah. But they did win their freedom, eventually. So how does a bunch of former slaves build a government?
Well, remember those tribes?
Oh, yeah.
They never really went away, even scattered across the galaxy. They clung to their traditions, so they created this hybrid...
Like a mix.
A mix of democracy, thanks to the Gallente, and a strong tribal council.
So you've got space elders debating galactic policy.
Exactly. It's this constant...
Push and pull.
Push and pull. Some loved the democracy thing.
Yeah.
Others wanted to go full traditional.
Okay, so that tension is like built in.
Baked right into the system.
But hold on. If the Stark Manor were gone, there were only 6 tribes running things.
Ah, that's where the Nefantar come in.
The Nefantar, they were...
different. They collaborated with the Amarr, got rewarded with a little puppet state.
Collaborators.
But get this, some of them were hiding the Stark Manor all along.
Wait, so the traitors were the most loyal?
Minmatar history is full of surprises.
So what happened when this all came out?
Let's just say Minmatar politics got a lot more complicated.
Yeah, I bet. Now you've got the Stark Manor back, Nefantar defecting.
The tribal council had some new players.
Who wanted power.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's not just about freedom, it's about what you do with it.
And that's the question, isn't it?
This whole victim or victor thing is getting tricky.
We've only just scratched the surface. Next time, we'll dive into their culture. The tattoos are just the beginning. What about their spirituality, their art?
Okay, if their politics are this wild, I can't wait to see what their beliefs are like. Join us for part 2, folks, where we go even deeper into the Minotaur psyche.
It's a wild ride.